Hey everybody, Cal here. So I apologize for this video coming out so much later than it should have. Usually if I do a Let's Try series, my plan was to do the deck tech immediately after. And just because of the video where I talked about how there was a problem and stuff like that, it kind of got delayed. And then since you can only do 10 replays back, blah 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 blah. So this is delayed, and I apologize. So before we jump into the deck tech for esports, I just want to say that out of all the factions that I have decks for, Vetruvian is probably the one that I feel the least comfortable with. It's a little hard for me to, I don't know, it just, it's a good deck. I've been using it in Diamond. I'm currently ranked 2, and it's doing fine. It's just, I don't really know too much about it. So if you're a Vetruvian player, or you're somebody who's been playing more than me, or at least longer than me, I should say, feel free to give me any advice on the deck, because I'm completely open for it. But this is the deck tech from the Let's Try video. We run 3 Siphon Energies because, you know, it's a 0 mana silence, which is super, super important. I mean, silence is really important, and being able to do it for 0 mana is just super good. Scion's First Wish, it gives something +1/+1, and it cycles itself. A very useful card, especially since we want to get our third wishes and stuff like that as fast as possible. 3 Jaxies, 3 Primus Fists, and 3 Pyromancers are our 2 drops for early games. You know, obviously solid things. Rosh's Curse is great because it gets rid of the Grimoire and the Blade for Abyssian. It also gets rid of the Regalia for Lionar. If you do run into Magmar that have artifacts, it can deal with that. Sometimes you run into other Vetruvian artifact decks. It's just really good. And sometimes being able to spawn a 2/2 near your opponent is good for picking off like a ranged minion that's going to be a problem and stuff like that. It's just a really flexible spell. 3 Saber Spine Tigers, because being able to third wish something or Scion's First Wish something that also has Rush is super useful. 3 Sand Howlers. I like this because other than Vanar and Lionar, there aren't too many ways of removing third wish from a minion that can't be targeted by spells, except for those 2, because Chromatic Cold targets a tile and Sunbloom targets an area, so those can still hit Sand Howler. But I have found that Sand Howler with third wish on it wins you a lot of games. And then third wish, of course, is our win condition. 3/3 and Blast is just really, really solid. There's been some talk that this might see a nerf at some point. I'm in the camp that I think third wish is actually fine how it is, because if you were to take third wish away from Vetruvian, I'm sure they would still be viable, you know. I mean, somebody would figure out a way. But third wish is such an important tool for Vetruvian. I think they're okay to have third wish just how it is. Emerald Rejuvenator, 4/4 give you 4. It's pretty standard in decks right now. 3 Stars Fury. I don't necessarily know if 3 of these is correct, but sometimes, especially if your opponent is dumping minions on the board, you can actually get lethal with Stars Fury by summoning a bunch of 2/2s and then having them all attack the general. Stuff like that. I like to run 3 healers. I've seen people running 2 of them. I prefer 3 because I've run into a lot of like really aggressive burst decks, and throwing the healer down has saved me a lot. 2 Jax True Sights. This I might cut for 2 Zen Ruis. The only reason why I haven't done that already is because like I said, I'm not entirely sure how to play Vetruvian, like the quote-unquote like best way or the most optimal way. But this card is just, I mean, I think it's pretty good, except for it dies to a lot of stuff, and I really feel like Zen Rui would be more powerful. But you guys can let me know what you think. And then I have 1 Dominate Will, which is another card that probably could be cut for maybe like a Time Maelstrom, but I'm also not too sure about that. So this is the deck tech. I left it like this because this is the way it was when we did the Let's Try Vetruvian, and so this is the deck from that. And again, like I said, I really want to get some criticism on this so that I can figure out what I can do. And please, if you guys don't mind, like, leave a comment. I really, really want to interact with you. A lot of you interact with me either on Discord or in game, but you know, commenting not only lets me interact with you even more and gives me more constructive criticism for the videos, but it also, you know, it also helps the channel, and by helping the channel, you also help Duelyst, because hopefully it'll get to more people if the channel, you know, does better. I mean, it's still super tiny, but just something to think about, you know, liking or commenting, or even disliking. But if you dislike, can you at least tell me why? I got a couple dislikes on a video a while ago. I'm pretty sure I know why I got them. But again, if you're going to dislike, tell me, because if it's something that I can fix, then it works for both of us. But alright, excellent guys. I hope you liked what I'm working with here so far, and I'll see you guys in the next video.